Good morning and welcome. The class today is FormSimplicity for Brokers, Part 1. Please take a minute in the chat and let us know if you are the broker or manager for your office. We will be starting in about 2-3 minutes. Excellent, Pavel. Anything that you're looking forward to seeing or getting from the class?
Just looking forward to not having to retype information many times. So that's why I'm here.
With that said, so what you're telling me is that truly you're interested in finding ways to facilitate maybe information that goes into a package or a contract?
Yep. And then easily, so yes, so that we don't have to data entry every time.
Alrighty, so then like package creation and then data entry, you mean like the same title company?
No. So just simple enough. So, the easy things like when we, like we have a lease and then some addendums that come afterwards, just to not have to redo the same information over and over again for a lot of different. What's the easiest way to explain it? We do a lot of the same stuff that's cookie cutter. So if there's a template or a package that we could just duplicate, and then if it pulls in property information from MLS, that's why I'm here.
So package creation and then maybe some verbiage that needs to be within the documents that you want to make sure they always have access to.
Right, correct.
Sounds good. Yeah, we'll cover that. I think a portion.
Yeah, you'll get some of that information.
All right. Christy and I are here together. We're not going to start for another couple minutes.
Sure.
One, in the hopes of that our sponsor comes in. And two, we did have quite a few of you registered, and we know the morning can be a little hectic.
Yes. Yeah. No, I saw the 9:30. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. Nice. From Carolyn and Catherine, if you could let us know if you're the broker or office manager or assistant, and any questions that you're looking forward to having answered, we'd love to hear from you. Christy comes to us as a manager of several offices for a brokerage. So when we had her join us and we came back into the offices, this was like a dream come true to have someone to give the perspective of running a brokerage or working in a brokerage and facilitating and providing that information. So that we could offer classes more geared to the broker from our tech training perspective. So Carolyn, where are you from? And Catherine?
Hi, good morning. I'm Caroline.
Caroline, yes.
Yes, hi. I'm from Miami, local to Miami, and I've been in the business for many years, but more on the commercial side. And I just started my own small boutique brokerage, and I'm planning on doing both commercial and residential, and just starting out now. So looking forward to just making sure I have everything I need to get properly set up and get things going. So really in the beginning stages of everything.
Sounds fantastic. So thank you for including us in that stage. How exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited. Thank you. And thank you for all the resources. And I've joined many of your courses, online courses already, and it's been very helpful. So I really appreciate it.
We both Christy and I are just smiling to hear that. Catherine, anything you would like to share before we got started?
Good morning. I'm sorry. I'm still driving to the office.
Oh, please drive safe. Yeah, don't mind us.
I'm on the road, so I'll get connected later.
Yeah, don't mind us. You did remind me we are recording. We will make this available on youtube.com/
and I'll chat you with my questions.
And we'll share that info through the chat. I'm going to give it one more minute and then we'll start. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today's class is FormSimplicity for Brokers, Part 1. We do have a second part of the class at 1 p.m. My name is Connie Nieto, and we have Christy Dennis as well, two of your Miami trainers here with you this morning. We're excited to offer these courses. We will be recording them and placing them on youtube.com/miamitrainers and also on Miami Realtors Live. We are endeavoring to offer more tech training courses geared towards administration and broker. We're very thrilled to have 3 wonderful offices represented today, and to hear that you're new and you're using the tools and recordings. So that's all very exciting. We always start at miamirealtors.com, and we tend to tell you to come into the gateway and log in. But today, we want to share with you the broker toolbox page, and this is for broker managers. We're going to be sharing the link via the chat and providing you some great information. We do want you to know that this should be a resource page, so you could bookmark it if you're interested, but you can always come to miamirealtors.com, click in the search area and write brokers, or simply type in miamirealtors.com/brokers. On this page, you have information on competition in real estate, broker manager, fair housing newsletter, so information on lawsuits based on discrimination, right? 30 daily tips that happened in the month of April for fair housing, and a fair housing page that's really incredible. You have agent specialty and productivity resources and information available to you. A whole section here on our broker outreach team. If you needed information, you could click for additional items. We have a recruitment and retention and profitability information and articles available to you. Our mobile applications, top issues are concerned with MLS and MLS statistics, right? The in-depth tech training courses offered by your Miami trainers are here. You can click through, and we're very proud to say that we have about 12 series available now. And starting next month, all we've done this year is really expand the series. And starting next month, we even have a 6th segment to the MLS one. So now there are 6 MLS courses. Key elements to that is to let you know that as brokers, you could recommend your agents to take 101, 201, and 301. That's what I want to say, like our classic traditional ones. But 401 is all about add, edit, listing maintenance, and leveraging those input forms to be able to search quicker in the MLS. Our 5th class, which we started about a year ago, was Stay Out of Trouble in the MLS. And that one is geared to let them know about policies and procedures in the MLS and how to avoid having issues. And then our 6th class is new. Since rentals are so highly sought out, pricing is such a big deal with rentals, we offer a 6th class to let them know how to search better in the MLS. And we've also created a rental series, which includes a rental course that has been very popular, teaching them everything that they have access to and how you can get statistics and more. We have here a summary of MLS policy changes, as well as in the middle here, areas for MLS resources, right? There's the broker manager newsletter, MLS policies, MLS status change requirements, clear cooperation, office exclusive exempt listing form, the clear cooperation PowerPoint when it was first installed, information on it, the unlicensed assistant application, syndication opt-out form, written permission to advertise, and unlicensed assistant permissible activities area. All great here information available to you. Reusing photos, and for us, one of our key classes, okay to advertise, but here with broker instructions, a key in for you to be able to give the okay for people to advertise listings in your office and turn that switch on, and then know that every individual listing can choose whether it's okay to advertise or not. So great information here on a page dedicated to you. Top 10 MLS violations, 30 frequently asked questions for Matrix and short video tips for you. Fair Haven, a simulation from Realtor.com and NAR, MLS clear cooperation rules, and so much more. So an entire page dedicated to you. There is an element here that I always want to share, which is applications and info. But if you're ever wondering why Miami, you can actually click through here and have a whole page of information on why Miami should be the choice for you. So again, the broker page. From here, I'm going to pass it on to Christy, who has some insight and information that she'd like to share. So I'm going to stop my share. Is that okay, Christy?
I think that's great.
Do you want to share? You want me to do it? All righty. Stopping my share so Christy can take over.
Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome. My name is Christy Denny's, and it is an absolute pleasure to be able to guide you today, talk to you today about FormSimplicity, work with Connie Nieto this morning on this amazing project that we've been starting. It's been since last year of making connections with brokers, with office administrators. I did want to share, we do have a Facebook group. You are more than welcome to join. It is our admin group, and anything associated with insider information from the association, new forms that are going to be uploaded from the association into FormSimplicity, any tips, articles that we find could assist you or assist your admins are available. Now, the next section that I wanted to make an announcement about are the amazing certifications and designations that are coming this fall. Well, summer, fall. And I want to talk about these because when I worked at a real estate office, I worked at the real estate office for about 10 years. I was a receptionist. After I was a receptionist, I was an administrator. After that, I went into recruiting and then general manager and a marketing director. And during that time, agents had the same pain points and the brokerage had the same pain points. And they had to do with social media and leads for their customers or for their agents to get new leads, creating a powerful CMA, and running their business as a business, right? So I wanted to show you that we have 3 amazing designations that are available right now. We have the Epro Certification that's going to be hosted in the first week of August. We have the PSA, which is a Pricing Strategy Advisor certification, where we really sharpen your skills regarding your CMA skills. And that's going to be on October 18th. And one of my favorites for brokers, for agents, for admins is the REPA Real Estate Professional Assistant Certification course. And we love when you send over your agents to come and take a class with us. But there is some power to having that one-on-one with your agent to be able to give them this information. So as a broker or an admin, to be able to take one of these certifications will give you so much additional data, information, talking points, class topics to share with your branch. So I'm going to share this with you. And again, it's going to be the ePro, the PSA, and one of my favorites, the REPA, Real Estate Professional Assistant. This one of all the 3 is probably my favorite because of all of the lists that are available for you regarding all aspects of real estate. So sometimes even if you wanted to have an assistant, training them and guiding them is not easy. So I see that Connie has shared our Facebook page with you. I hope you can join our group and our calendar invitation for ePro. So we're going to go ahead and share that page with all of the designations that are available. All right. Another section I wanted to share, and that is going to be directly from Florida Realtors. So on Florida Realtors, we found this great page. I think it's great for you as the broker. It's great for your agents. It's great as a quick share with them. You have form descriptions. So they've taken the time to include both commercial forms and residential forms, what they are, what they're called, when to use them. They're available here. Here are some of those commercial forms. And as we scroll through here, you can see that we also have additional forms like escrow forms, our residential contracts and addendums that you can pull up for your agent or have them preview, right, as they get started. This can also assist you in building out those lists. So we are going to show you Let me share that with you. We are going to show you how to create these contracts. We are going to show you how to create these clauses. We're also going to show you how to automate them, but I cannot give you the documentation, right, per transaction. I'm not allowed. I'm one of your tech trainers. So I wanted to give you resources to assist, and this is one of them. The next one that's associated with FormSimplicity is going to be the Florida Legal Hotline. So as someone who works in an office, part of being a broker is to guide and to assist, but some of the questions and some of the actions that happens, I'm hoping that they were accidents, but some of the things that happened, I needed advice, legal advice from an attorney to help me guide agents, right? So you do have this legal hotline to help you. This is at no cost to you. The number is 407-438-1409. I shared it with my agents at that time. I love to share it with brokers. They're there to help you. They're available from 9 to 4:45. All you need is your license number, your question, and they'll take it from there. So I'm going to share this information with you. These are all fantastic resources for you and your office. The last one that I want to share with you, well, there's more, but the Tech Legal Hotline. So let's go ahead and pull the Tech Legal Hotline for you. So as a broker, you are going to be wearing many, many hats. And one of those hats is your software, your computers, how to input whatever you want to input into those systems. What are the best laptops? What are the best computers for your office? What's the best tech for your office? These people can help you. Even if you have one of those agents that has a very hard time with computers, the Florida Legal Hotline has the patience to sit with them and talk them through all of their tech decisions. They're available at 407-587-1450. They also have a chat. They also have a mobile app, right? So I love that. It's called Tech Helpline, and they can help them with their computers, diagnosing any issues, even diagnosing issues with FormSimplicity, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share this link with you as well. All right, let's jump into it.
While Christy is showing you all the great stuff, I'm also going to be providing the links for the designations that we will be offering in case you're interested in registering or clicking and having it saved so that you know what's available to you and your agents.
All right, guys, I love that. Thank you so much for the links, Connie. I think that they're going to be amazing classes. I know that the REPA class is 2 days filled with great actionable information. Epro will help you secure the information of those customers so that you don't have issues like wire fraud, so that you keep their identity safe during the transaction, so that when you market their properties online, you can confidently say that you're Epro certified to do just that, right? So sell their property, but keep their privacy in mind and protect all of their personal information and therefore their families. So this is your FormSimplicity desktop that is for you, the broker. And we do want to go ahead and review what we have available. So at this time, we want to go ahead and get started with what you have available up on top. So on the top, you do have your help section. So if I were to click on help, this is going to give you access to training, right? You do have your getting started, your knowledge base, and your training. How-to videos and any updates will be available here. As you scroll down to the middle of the page, you do have that information also available. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving down. You can also find that tech helpline here. For those brokers with Spanish-speaking agents, they do speak Spanish. And if they have any issues with FormSimplicity, maybe the e-sign process, they can call this number. The tech helpline will go ahead and preview what it is that they're doing on their screen and be able to talk them through that transaction. You also have a training team, so you can contact training@formsimplicity.com. And us as your Miami trainers are also available. There is some broker outreach that we do that can help you with a FormSimplicity class, right? A special class for your office. As I continue to scroll down, we have updates that are available, but the ones that I wanted to show you are the ones associated with the brokerage. So if I were to input broker, you will have knowledge articles that are broker related, specifically to you and your office, right? So you can always come back here and be able to follow up after the transaction. All right. Moving out of the help section and into our preferences. So preferences are very important. We want to take a second to click on our preferences and some of the accounts notifications that you want to receive. Let me click under account information. This is where you confirm all your information as a brokerage office. If anything is incorrect here, you would email membership@miamire.com. Under general settings, here's where you can input your office signature, confirm your time zone, and save your changes. Under email notifications, we want to make sure to toggle these on because you will be receiving notifications from your agents the moment that you start to create your transaction checklist to preview. So to toggle them on, you basically want to click, right? And just make sure that they're all on so that you can receive those notifications. Some really important ones are the when an agent submits a transaction checklist for review, because that is communication directly with you. Also, when my transaction checklist is approved or returned as incomplete, right? So these are some of the ones that we want to make sure to have on. You can go ahead and toggle on notifications for transactions shared with me in order for you to get notified of the transactions shared by your office. And then, of course, you have an area where you can input an alternative email address. I love this if you want to separate your transactions from FormSimplicity compared to maybe all of the emails that you get on your everyday personal office email. So, for example, if you want a FormSimplicity at officename.com kind of thing, this is a great place to organize everything. If you want to take your security up a notch, you do have the security settings where you can enable a two-factor security. This is very simple. You would toggle this on, receive a text message, and verify the information via email. So it will take you a little longer to access FormSimplicity, but you will be protecting all of the documents within your office. As an agent, very important for them to do that, but as a broker, even more so. So I would take the initiative of creating a two-factor authentication since you hold all of the documents for your office. Integrations, if you have any additional integrations you'd like to toggle on, example, Google Calendar, Dropbox, or Earnest to keep you organized, they're available here to use. I did want to show you, aside from preferences, you do have your notifications. I love notifications because FormSimplicity is going to let you know anything that is happening. So aside from the scheduled maintenance, I do like that they let you know of any additional forms and updates to forms that are happening. So for example, we have an addition regarding Miami-Dade renters. This gives you great talking points for your office. This is a great tidbit of information you can share in a family. It's kind of like a family in your office. As an office email or as a social media post, or even take the time to make it a class for your branch. Scrolling down, of course, you have the updates to the residential leases and any enhancements made to FormSimplicity. course, you can always come back into your notifications to explore more, but these notifications have to do with FormSimplicity and not your team. So moving into switch user, I want to go ahead and click on here, and this is going to give you the ability to switch from one agent to another. So in this way, you can select the agent that you want to preview their contracts or their information. This is a great option also if you have an agent who is leaving the office. This way, you'll have access to the documentation. So moving down, you have the ability to select the student that you'd like to switch the user. Clicking on switch user will give you access to their documentation. So from here, you can see what they're working on. You also have the ability to update the status on here. You also have the ability to click onto the document. Right, and from here, you can scroll down, preview the information, and make any notes that you would like. So scrolling down, for example, you have a notes section that you can share. You also have a collaboration section that you can share as well. Getting back to your transaction is easy. All you would have to do is click on the red bar that says switch back to my account. This will give you access back into your FormSimplicity. The fact that you can preview what your agents are doing and the contracts that they're working on can give you an additional layer of security, both for the public, for your business, and for your customers, well, your agents' license. So this is your initial, these are your initial options up atop. From there, you do have available your home screen. On your home screen, you'll have access to any new transactions that you've made. On the right-hand side, you have upcoming tasks that have to do with you and your business. And as I continue to scroll down, you have useful tools that you can create. Some of the tools that I'd like to talk to you about are as following. I'm going to start all the way at the right and move my way through this menu. So you do have your form programming. This is the ability for you to program forms. For example, if you have your personal forms that have to do with your office, if you have the initial maybe information sheet that goes on top of all of your transactions, like a questionnaire, an information sheet about the customer, all of the initial information about that transaction, you do have the ability to program those forms. That simply means that they will create forms in which you can type in the information. If you click on form programming, FormSimplicity does have the information regarding ordering, and they have that price around here. So if you have 35 fields, for example, on 2 pages, you're looking at $50 per page, and it will increase depending on how many pages you want to create. But the idea of being able to have this and having all of your information fillable is both convenient, modern, and secure. So moving out of form programming, it's available here. Adding a contact is pretty self-explanatory. We can add our customers right into add a contact. Moving into creating a new clause. So if you want your agents to be able to access clauses that you want them to include in certain transactions, and creating a new clause is the best way to do that. So for example, if you have verbiage in the sense of, your office collects an additional commission of $360 per transaction, for example, and you would like them to include these clauses in their contracts, this is a great way for them to be able to do that. You would simply click on create a new clause. You would give the clause a name. So we're going to do additional commission of $380, and you would input the verbiage that you'd want to use. Bonnie, do you want to add anything?
I'd love to take a second here and explain that clauses and many portions sometimes are related to commission. But here's a tip. How many of you within your brokerage use the same title company continuously? Or you have a preferred lender? mortgage broker? Anyone? And sometimes you need to add that information into your forms, correct? Who's going to be holding the funds? Who's going to be? And when you're filling out the contract, you know that there's certain areas that you would need certain things put into, correct? And then we're going to talk about packages eventually, right? So you could even create packages that are set for a certain thing, like a standard transaction with the entities that you work with in your company. But you could also put into here in the clauses, like say, I don't know, just something off the top of my head. Sometimes you have to put the address of the title company on the contract or paperwork. You could actually call this ABC title and put the address in the field, and then you can tell your agents, listen, you don't have to worry. You just click and add it from the clause that says, here's the title company address. So there's different ways. My voice is echoing because Christy and I are together. Is it better there?
I think it sounds okay.
Because Catherine was hearing over the echo. I don't know. All right, I'm sorry, Catherine, if you're hearing me an echo. But what I'm trying to tell you is that you can use this in different ways. So the way that Christy's showing you here, this is the standard issue, what you should have. Notice that it has a broker-wide and personal. If this is for everyone, go ahead and put it in. But if you want to use this for a quick way for them to add text to a certain area of a contract, you can. So I wanted to share that tip with you. And this part about the commissions is a big deal, because if they forget, then that gets taken from them, correct? So this is a great thing for you to tell them, listen, if we're using FormSimplicity, make sure you know that the clauses are in, depending on the type of transaction. So taking a minute to create this may help you answer questions and get less questions from agents that work with you. All righty, I'll stop being an echo.
I love that idea, Connie. I really do, to be able to use your clauses for just short things that you wanted to add to the contract. And that's a great idea. Maybe the title company that they have to use over and over again, or specific. That was just such a good idea, because it's so easy for them to pop that right in. Tapping on, well, here we have brokerage wide clause. This is going to give them access to your list. And then go ahead and save that new clause. And you have taken a step into organizing your office. You've taken a step into guiding your agent. And now they'll feel a little bit more secure when they are filling out the contract. So I know that the first time an agent fills out a contract, there is a lot of butterflies in their stomach, and they're very nervous about it. A great way for them to lose some of that fear. I think it sounds pretty silly when I say it out loud, but it's for them to actually read the contract. I had many agents who were very scared of filling out the contract. They're trying to fill out something that they're not reading. So the more control that you have over your clauses, over your checklists, the more secure you'll be as an office. So here's where you can create those new clauses. You can create as many as you'd like. I also wanted to show you that you also have an area where you can build a task list template. So if you have a specific list of tasks that you want to share with your agent, this is a great place for you to be able to do that. So FormSimplicity has made it very easy. Just as you were to create a new clause, you would click on build a task list template, and you would simply select or name it as per the transaction that you're going to be guiding them with. So I think it's a great idea to have a separate list per transaction. So for example, I wanted to do a lease transaction. I would name it something easily found and understood by my mentees. You would select brokerage wide, and you are able to begin to add or save this list. Now, I think it's a great idea to also auto apply. So you can automatically apply this task list template to transactions that you create from the selected form packages, right? Based on that specific criteria that you set. So to do this, you would toggle this on, and then you're able to select one or more form packages for this template to be included in, or set specific criteria for this template to automatically be applied. This gives you much more control, right? So you can go ahead and select here, and you'll have the list of your broker-wide packages, and then you'll have your list of your personal packages. Now, in order for us to add a list template to one of our packages, I would have to have one inputted in the system, but I did want to show you how easy FormSimplicity has made that for us. So if you think of the program, I think they've done a very good job of being user-friendly, right? The other option is to set specific criteria for this template to be initiated. So for example, if you want this specifically for a residential lease, right? Transaction type would be maybe a lease and a rental. And then the transaction status, maybe if it's associated with a new transaction. So I think this gives you more power still, because as they go through the life of that listing, there's quite a lot of steps that need to be taken. And we know once that contract goes into pending, that it's actually accepted, then the clock starts, right, with all of our timelines. And these are the very important tips that we want to give, or prompts that we want to give to our agents. So clicking on Save New Task List Template will allow you to begin that process. This is automatically going to take me into lease transaction. That is the name of the template that I gave it. And then it's going to allow me to add new template tasks. Again, this will be automatically applied to any lease form or contract that my agent pulls. So add new task. So if I was going to begin my tasks, I'm going to go ahead and begin my information. I can also include who I've assigned it to, right? So user agent. You have the due date. You can go ahead and select a date where it's going to be determined or relative to a transaction date. I'm going to save new task. And you can continue on that process. So all you would have to do is select add new task and give them the second step. Right, and this is going to give them a list of all of the steps that they need to take associated with a lease transaction. So you don't have to begin or answer the same questions over and over. Some agents you will, of course, but a lot of agents are self-directed and like the idea of having this easily available to them. Do we have a standard list? So Pavel, I hope I said that right, of tasks. So on behalf of the association, I could not guide you that way in the sense of all of the steps that you would have to input into a lease transaction, for example, or a sale transaction. I'm not at liberty to offer that information. I can offer you, but even then, I don't think it reviews as much information about each transaction. So I know that the REPA course, right, does have lists at the end, which gives your assistants guidance of all things associated with transactions, and that can be able to assist you. And that's in another form because it's provided by NAR. So in that case, maybe you can find it there if you were to take the NAR designation. And then also Florida Legal can also guide you on that list. You're welcome. All right. So this is that first initial list. So I'm going to go ahead and move out of the task list template. Scroll back down, and we are now by creating form packages. So I can go ahead and click on create a form package in the same way that you created a task list, you would create your form packages. So you're able to select broker wide. You're able to give it a name, right? So for example, I'm going to name it a residential sale package, and I would create my form package. From here, I would add in the forms that I feel that my agents would need in order for them to begin this package. So Catherine, right from your home page, you can scroll down and you see where it says create form packages. That's where I click. And then when you click on it, when you assign it a name, just be sure to click on brokerage wide so that you can access it. You're welcome. And that's going to take you into the transaction section, where you have your tasks that you can find, but also you'll have your templates that you can create. Move into templates. Done a checklist for sellers. Connie has found a checklist for sellers from Florida Realtors. So she makes it happen, guys. I love it. Of course, I'm going to click on it. Of course, I'm curious. I'm curious like you guys. Here we are. I love it. That can give them access to some great information. I love it. All right, let's move back into our templates. So under transactions, this is where they would manage all of your templates that you create are under templates. And we have our lease transaction here. This is my list. And then I wanted to find the transaction that I was creating. So under transactions, I thought my template would be here. I'm going to move back into home. Maybe I didn't save it. Scrolling down, create a form package. Brokerage ride and create form package. All right, so from here, I'm able to add blank forms. So here are my add blank forms section. I can click on here and then I can search from the library. So if you click on that drop down arrow, you can decide to search the entire library, which includes the board forms, Florida Realtors, and Fannie Mae, or you can select and search individually for what you're looking for. Right, so for example, if I'm going to do a sales contract, let's check under all libraries, and I'm going to input as is, and I'm going to press the little looking glass. So as you preview, you do have all of the contracts that have as is associated with them. So we have the as is residential contract by Florida Realtors. We do have an as is rider, as well as the inspect addendum towards the bottom. So if I wanted to preview something before I added it in, you do have this looking glass. You can click on here and you can preview that document before you choose it. So let's say this is one that I wanted to preview. I can select it. I'm going to select all of the ones that apply, and then I'm going to go ahead and add 2 packages. Now, you do have the ability to always come back in and add additional blank forms, right? And you do have all of them associated. So you have your blank forms and you also have your clauses that are available, so that when your office or your agents are filling in that information, they have it here for you to guide them. Do you want to add anything, Connie?
I found a global checklist as well. I sent it in the chat.
I don't want to be an echo, so I found the global checklist.
She's so bad.
And I sent it as well. And as I find anything that you add, etc., I'm monitoring the chat. So send your questions and we'll see what we can get.
So I see that we have some questions about all of the documentation that should be added into specific contracts. And for that, I do suggest real estate is changing. It's always changing. I would take a contract class. I would take the contract class because they go into detail about these specific addendums that have to go in. They go into detail about all aspects of your contract, and they have some really good ones that are available with the association. We do have your email, so I will be happy to send you over that information regarding any of our contract classes that are coming up. This is the class that's going to give you access to all of the different documentation that you need per transaction. It's also going to include some additional information about some red tape when it comes to certain transactions and how to move forward, right, without losing your deal.
I'm gonna send an image so that they can see that if the form's been updated.
Yeah, it goes back. If a form is updated, because Catherine asked a really good question. You know how you're saving these forms? And I've been here at the association 8 years. And when I started, there was 8 pages to the as-is contract. And we're on 12 now. When you do add these to your forms package, you're going to see before being able to use the package, it'll tell you that it needs to be updated. And you will be able to click on what needs to be updated. And I have an example. I don't know if should we do a switch for a second?
Let's do a switch.
Let's do a little switch. Christy, keep me on my toes as far as time.
I think we're doing good.
Excellent. So here's a form package list that I have, right? And from teaching, and I have a package here that I created. And you see how it says update form package? So if a form is changed within a package, you would click into here and it'll tell you what the change has been. So release and cancellation of contract for sale and purchase has been changed. And all you have to do is click update the package, and your package now has the updated forms. Let me see if I have another one to show you really quick. Here I have another one. Update form package. You just click, and this one's telling me the auction addendum has been updated. So without even opening your package, you'll have that in red, and it'll let you know that it needs to be updated. And you click to update, and you're ready to go. So I hope I answered Catherine's question.
Can you scroll up, Connie?
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys noticing here that the broker-wide form packages appear first for the agent before their personal ones do? So FormSimplicity has made sure that the broker-wide packages are up, centered, and right at the forefront when it comes to their packages. Because yes, they can create their own, but I promise you they prefer to use yours.
Connie, is there a way to default?
From my experience, because I normally teach FormSimplicity to agents, from my experience, what I got to hear is, oh, but we don't have any.
Yeah.
So they feel like FOMO, fear of missing out. We don't have any. And then that's why we teach them how to create their own. But I think they would prefer, as Christy said, to have guidance from you. So creating them really sets you and your agents up for success. Because to me, they don't have to think; they just have to react and use what you say.
We can try. So for example, I know that you can add in that form package. I don't know if I were to jump into that contract, I can start to edit that contract that's part of the transaction.
Pavel, if I hope I'm saying that correctly, you mean I have my as is and I want to select certain items that have it preset?
Exactly. Yes.
The agents touch it or put info into it. That was sort of what I was alluding to when I mentioned that you could use the clauses, but you could create your packages and say this package is for as is using XYZ.
Yep.
You okay? 1 second. You're connected. Okay. I hope you guys can hear me. We were having a little technical difficulty here. And when you create a package, I don't know if it would help you, but let's say that you wanted to make sure that it was for a specific type of transaction. You could create packages that already have certain items already selected and included. So I don't know if that would help or not. When we go into, Christy was going to create a package, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So let me sign off of here because this is my Connie's supposed to be the agent page. While she's getting back in, let me log out and log into what they created for me so we could teach these. This is my supposed broker page, right? So I want to come into here into blank forms. So once you've created the package, right, you're going to see you have broker-wide ones, right? And here, Catherine, one more time, I have the ability to show you about the update forms. So the residential lease for apartment and unit or multi-family has changed. And so has the residential lease. And all I have to do is click the update. But then you see how I have it as is or etc. These are just samples. I can click into here and inside, right, the package I've created, I can have an external form, so a questionnaire, something you use in your office, but I can also have these forms, right? And let's just use as is, right? This is the as is from within the package. I could come and type in certain information. So my escrow agent is always ABC.
Yep.
And their address is always 12345, Southwest 77th Street. And I can have these presets already done. So what I would do here is click save. And then I would make sure that my package mentioned, hey, this is the as is with ABC as the escrow agent. Is that what you're looking to do? Yeah. And I want it to be simple. You guys can take this and make it what you would like. But this is part of what we want to show you. Not only that you can create these, but that then you can make them and hammer it down. So it's just like a click through for the agent. You are facilitating everything that they do. And it also minimizes how much you really need to double check what they've done. Because let's say that you think that they should click here. You can save that preset and click to save. So you'll always know that if they're using the package, it's here. Okay. One more tidbit while Christy is doing her thing, she's getting ready. Of course, I've taken over. I want you to see this. So you have a Florida form here. And I don't always like to show this. I'm trying to maneuver around. Let me make it a little smaller here. I can show you. You can actually come into here. Let me see, this is to add and click. And Christy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you're within, oh, it's not letting me here. You can actually decide if they don't have access to a form. Now, I'm not sure if it's here.
Yes, it's up here.
Look,
Look,
broker dashboard. Is it?
Honey, you see where it says disable and enable?
Yes,
So
that's what
click
I
on the
want you
one.
to see.
Yeah.
So here's a great way to force them to use the packages you create. You can select something like this and click disable. And then those in your office would not be able to come into the forms and find the as is. I would only do that if I have all the packages I need created, but you can come and select, I don't want these to show, and select to disable them. Okay. You as a broker, allow them to see what they need. And then if you create the form packages according to what you want them to follow, you could come within the forms library and select the forms that you do not want them to use. Does that make sense? By the way, I know that Christy went ahead and showed you, but our team is in charge of updating these. So if you ever need any one of the Miami forms updated, right, you can come in and check them. The input forms for them to add to listings are here. So you could tell them that at listing presentation, they can simply open FormSimplicity and digitally fill out the input forms. The status change form is here. All right. Etc. So we also made sure to have the request for affirmation of presentation of offer as well. So I hope all these little tips help you set it up. To me, setting up is an investment of maybe take you an hour or so. You can always come, and as Pavel has mentioned, come in and update name as many times as you want because you have access. But I would most definitely do it at least once a year, especially for clauses, in case any fees have changed, etc. Or you may want to set a date where January is your date, or you want to start your year in March and say, okay, I'm going to update everything in March, and by the 15th, we're going to have it ready to go for the office. And then you set that calendar for your brokerage. But you can also do these things where you can disable and enable and force them to start using the packages that you've created. Hope these things help. I'll stop my sharing now, and I'll let Christy do her thing.
I think that I really liked how we switched through. So you're able to see all of everything that we wanted to cover through FormSimplicity with both of us here, and different ways that you can preview that information. So yeah, you can always come back into your form packages, your clauses, and you can go in and edit that information. Aside from that, I think we wanted to wrap up. We don't have much time with you. We do have a part 2 that's going to happen this afternoon, and we welcome you to come and join us. So I do want to go ahead and go into the broker dashboard. And from here, I wanted to show you, this is the area where you have access to all things associated with your office. So you're able to see your transactions. There is one transaction from another agent. These transactions we're going to show immediately the address, the name of the realtor, the last time that they've updated it, and their status. So you're able to click and preview that. If you have more than one branch, this drop-down arrow is available for that, where you can preview all of your different offices. You do have your archive transactions and your unassigned transactions. Sorry about that. When would an unassigned transaction happen? It would happen when one of your agents, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if one of your agents were to leave the office, that listing still belongs to you and your branch. So it'll be under unassigned transactions. This is the space where you can take that transaction and reassign it to another agent. You have your transaction review and where you can manage your checklist from here. Regarding everything that we've talked about, FormSimplicity has done a really good job of creating small tutorials and videos that you can watch to guide you. And the last thing I wanted to talk about before I let you go is the broker setup. So you do have your broker setup, and this is the area where you can upload your logo. You would upload your logo so all of the contracts in your office are uniformed and have your logo inside. On the other side, you're also able to grant broker authority. So if you wanted to create an assistant, or if you have an office manager or an agent that you would like to be able to help you in managing your FormSimplicity, maybe you have a transaction management person, then you're able to grant that agent or assistant broker authority. Lastly, you do have the area here where you are able to select do not allow agents to delete their transactions. I would not allow agents to delete their transactions, right? Because as brokers, we need to save this information. You have unlimited storage in FormSimplicity. There's some that maybe can be deleted, but there's some that can't. And if I wanted to secure and make sure that if I had transactions that I can reassign to another person, I would prefer them not to be deleted, right? And also if there's something that happened with that transaction that you might need or preview or correct, you still have it available. With that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the class. It was an absolute pleasure being with you guys, sharing all of this great information about FormSimplicity, all of our tips, our classes, and for that agent, that office manager that was interested in commercial, we do have a miamirealtor.com/commercial page that will take you through all things commercial, the tools, the posts, the classes that can help you grow your office. So I'm going to share that. I see that Connie put in our contact information and all of our details. Connie, you want to say anything so we can wrap up?
We did have a question regarding broker review and submitting forms. And that's part of what we're doing in our second portion this afternoon. If you're not able to join us, we will be recording and probably posting early next week. If you join us on the Facebook page, we will most definitely be sharing what we do post there. I am going to take a minute and share with you one more time the Facebook page. It was really meant initially for the admins, but guess what? All of you as brokers administer and are the administrators in your offices. We do invite you to invite your assistants to join us. We do have admin days available. And if you're the admin, join us. What we give there in our admin days is market statistics, input change forms, places to contact, where to get statistics, and more. So we're trying to keep everyone informed and up to date.
The question about the forms, the updates. So the forms that you have that you've created in your form packages are updated with the information that you inputted, right? And those are going to stay stagnant in the system. So whenever there is an update to a form, your old form will stay there. So you would have to delete it, update it with the new one, and re-input the information so everything is up to date. But great question, Pavel. So go ahead and click on the admin group Facebook. Click on there. We'll go ahead and accept you guys. We're super excited to have you join us in the admin group. Again, we share any updates, any tips, anything that we find that's going to be useful for the offices, for the admins. Insider information is shared inside of our admin groups. Any updates that we're expecting to have will also be shared. So you guys will be the first to know of things that are happening. And I hope to see you guys on Friday for Rock the Market. It is going to be amazing. So if you have registered, we're going to be there. Robert is also going to be there. And how many is it? 1,800?
1,800. Almost, I want to say we're going to be close to 2K.
Ooh, crazy. All right, guys, have a beautiful rest of your day. Have a beautiful rest of your week. And I wish you the best in growing your offices. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.